Hi, I'm Allison from Move Smart and Boomerang, and today we're going to play with a whole body sequence to help you build better balance. And we're going to start right at the very bottom of your body with your toes. So you're going to start with, can you lift and lower your toes? Lots of people can't. So you could do this on a chair and use your hands to move your toes. You could stand up, but bend over and use your fingers to help lift your toes. Or you can lift your big toes and bring them down, and lift your other 8 toes and bring them down, and just alternate from side to side. Get a little movement and responsiveness through your toes. It's very helpful when it comes to keeping your balance. And then if you had a ball, you could totally use a ball to roll your feet, but we're going to go prop free for this. So start with just roll through your foot. Press from your toes to the ball of your foot to your heel, and then peel up your heel and the ball of your foot onto your toes. Feel that articulation and roll of each foot as you go along the bottom of your foot from the front to the back. And then flip over to the other side and come onto the top of your foot and roll, this time from side to side. So go towards the baby toe side of your foot and towards the big toe side of your foot, feeling for not just your toes to be on the floor, but the whole front of your foot. The whole kind of forefoot is aiming towards the ground. And again, you could do this sitting on a chair and just using your hand to roll your foot. You could have your foot on the floor sitting in a chair, and you can bend your knees more to bring yourself into a slightly more forgiving position if this is really foot crampy for you. And then we're going to move into your ankles. And there's 2 different things about ankles when it comes to falling. One is people who are a bit like rolling over onto the outside of the ankles. We want more strength and stability. And some people are very stiff through their ankles. And if you are wanting to keep your balance, you want to have lots of capacity to move and adapt to different positions. So we're going to do ankle circles, which you could do sitting, or you can hold onto a wall if you feel like you need a little extra balance. So nice and strong through your standing leg if you're doing this standing, trying to keep your thigh and your shin nice and still and circling your foot at the ankle joint, and change directions. And you go, 8 or 10 times in each direction on, of course, each foot. So change over, same thing, other side. This is a nice little hint of some single leg standing that we'll do later. And then change directions. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then bring that leg down. And the next thing we want to have is some nice movement to our knees. So you're going to start with just making a little knee circle. So your feet are planted. You will roll on your feet. So this is also bringing that knee and ankle and foot motion together. And then change directions. Circle around. And stay in a range that feels good or feels all right? If this is painful for your knees, then make for a much smaller movement. And again, we're just trying to get your joints ready to move in different directions than they do in the course of your regular day. And then we move up to your hips. So hips are really important when it comes to balance. We want good, strong side hips to control the side to side, and also to give you the sort of the listing, toggling motion that allows you to clear your foot. And we want some back of the leg strength so that you don't kind of shuffle forward and you have some good backswing. So let's do both of those. Again, you absolutely can be hanging onto a wall for this. And you're going to take one leg and push that leg down into the floor and pull your leg bone deep into your hip socket so the other side comes off the floor. And we're looking for the work to gather up in the kind of the back of the side of your hip. This is a side butt exercise. And then change over. Same thing, other side. Pull your hip and your knee and your shin and your ankle bone. Everything presses down into the floor. Try and stay fairly relaxed on the other side so it's not like you're using your waist to pull this hip up. And then do the same thing. Press your leg down, pull your leg bone deep into your hip socket, isolate, find that sense of work in the back of your hip, and then swing the other leg back. And this would be kind of driving from the back of your leg, the back of your hip. You want to do this in a way that doesn't feel like it's compressy or unpleasant in your lower back. So if that's not feeling great for your lower back, make for a smaller swing. And you're just pushing back and letting your leg fall. Push back and let it fall. And of course, you can be hanging onto a wall. And then you change over and you do the same thing on the other side. Press your leg down, pull your leg bone into your hip socket, get that sense of stability, and then push back, push back, push back. So this is very much related to your gait, right? You want your leg to go behind you when you're walking, and you want to have lots of space for moving your legs into any position that's required if you do start to tip a little bit. Then, more swinging. We're going to swing through your trunk because you want your stomach muscles also to be what we call reflexive in their action. So a choreographed action would be creating a twist as an abdominal exercise. But in terms of balance, we want your muscles to be able to kind of ebb and flow smoothly and easily. So just let yourself swing from side to side. And then bring your attention to your arms. And instead of generating your swing from your waist or from your ribs, push one arm back and then push the other arm back. Swing from side to side, driving the motion from your arms and shoulders. So this is good for a couple of things. One is if you're doing a brisk walk and not carrying anything, this is called reciprocal arm swing. And as you walk, when your left leg goes back, your right arm also goes back. It's part of your propulsion system. And it gives you some nice mobility in your arms and shoulders so that, again, if you start to lose your balance, you have lots of space to move your arms around to counterbalance you, right? Helps you to recover and come back to center. This is also just a nice offset to the amount of forward time we spend in our days. And then, if you were to come down, this is not going to improve your balance, but it's helpful if you do actually fall. You want to do some wrist circles. Get a little mobility in your wrists so that if you were to come down, it's easier to land, right? That you've got some mobility and some ability to flex in your wrists. So just nice, easy wrist circles. I like to do these with fists, both directions, because it means I'm sure that I'm not just moving my fingers. I really want to get into my wrists. If you want to dial it in even more, do one at a time and hold your forearm stable so you're really focusing on that wrist motion. The last thing we're going to do might surprise you. It's eye motion, because your eyes are very important in terms of your vestibular system, your balance keeping system. So put one finger on your chin so that your head stays still. And just slide your eyes from side to side without moving your head. This is always interesting for me because I'm blind in my right eye, mostly blind. So I don't really see anything over here. One more in each direction. And then come on back to center. And then bring your finger out in front of you and focus on it as you slide your eyes and your hand away and then back in as close as you can go, keeping your focus as long as your finger stays nice and clear. Look forward, draw your eyes in. One more time, look forward and draw your eyes in. And I have included a couple of little cards in there for you to be able to see other more specific videos for some of these exercises. And I have a free little mini balance course for you that also has some dynamic stuff and a printable list of the exercises. So you can give that a go. I'll have the link down below. Questions, comments, let me know. Like, subscribe. See you later.